Oliver is a newcomer at Kimberly Magic Academy. On the day of the entrance ceremony, while making his way to the academy, a flower comments that he appears quite nervous and he should calm down, regardless of the dreadful future that lies ahead. Oliver ponders if the flower tells that to all first-year students. He then notices a girl in front of him, Katie, who is anxious about the dreadful future. Another student, Guy, advises them not to worry about what the pride plants say, explaining that they absorb magic particles from the ground, and those around the academy develop rather unpleasant personalities. Katie feels relieved to hear that, mentioning that she is not very knowledgeable about magical plants, but has a passion for magical fauna. Michela cautions another student, Pete, to pay attention to his footing since he nearly trampled Madame's stem and could have faced quite an insult. The flower takes offense and approaches another student, Nanao, remarking on her unusual attire. The other students all express surprise as well, noting that she resembles a samurai. Upon arriving at the academy, Guy is amazed by the display of magical fauna. He spots a dragon he has never seen before, and Oliver identifies it as a Fafnir. Guy then observes that Katie doesn't appear too pleased, even though she adores magical fauna, and she clarifies that there is a troll marching alongside them, which are gentle beings that do not deserve this treatment. She and Guy begin to dispute whether trolls are good or bad, but Pete interjects, asking them to cease as he is unable to concentrate on his reading. Oliver suggests they should discuss it later, after they have exchanged names. Katie consents and gets ready to introduce herself. However, from the crowd, a student casts Aya on her. Instantly, her legs begin to move autonomously, and she starts sprinting towards the parade and the troll. Realizing it is magic, the others chase after her. Two dogs launch an attack on the troll, but he effortlessly overcomes them. The magic fades as Katie reaches the troll and she halts. The troll gets ready to strike her, but Nanao yells at him to halt. As Katie stands frozen, Nanao starts to prepare for a confrontation with the troll. The others arrive, and Michela casts a spell to distract the troll, but it proves ineffective. The group contemplates their next move, and Oliver advises them to use a wind spell against the troll. With time running out, the others agree and cast Impetus. Oliver then employs Tibia, altering the magic to produce a sound akin to a dragon's roar. Upon hearing it, the troll turns around, searching for the dragon. Taking advantage of the moment, Nanao's hair turns white, and she strikes the troll. Although she cannot cut him, she manages to knock him out. Oliver recognizes her color change as innocent color. Nanao then expresses her gratitude for their assistance. Before the entrance ceremony begins, Oliver realizes that Nanao had no strategy when she confronted the troll. Nanao verifies this, mentioning that her katana also lacked a blade, putting her in significant danger. Oliver struggles to grasp her situation, but remembers that innocent color is a crystal-like hair through which magical particles flow with ease. Luther instructs the students to remain silent and invites the headmistress to take the stage. The headmistress Esmeralda then teleports onto the podium. She expresses her regrets about the parade incident, stating that the troll has been apprehended. Esmeralda clarifies that the academy is a venue for students to study for 7 years and prioritizes 2 essential elements: freedom and results, which essentially means that the students' lives are in their own control. Only 80% of the students manage to graduate. The remaining 20% either become permanently incapacitated when their magic spirals out of control, vanish when a summon pulls them back, or go insane and die after attempting to harm their classmates. Esmeralda subsequently asks if there are any questions, and Nanao comments that if someone has a headache, it can be alleviated by rubbing a specific area in a circular motion. Esmeralda questions whether that counts as a question, but Nanao points out that Esmeralda appears to be in pain and offers it as helpful advice. Esmeralda disregards this and continues with the ceremony, detailing that the welcome banquet is forthcoming and the students are allowed to converse among themselves. She casts a spell that causes the students to levitate and flip upside down, revealing that there were tables and chairs on the ceiling. Older students also participate in the banquet and begin conversing with the newcomers. Oliver and the other 5 students from earlier come together and choose to introduce themselves. Michela presents herself as the eldest daughter of the McFarlane family, a noble and proud lineage that has resided in Yelgland since ancient times. Guy suspects she is a McFarlane and inquires if her family is under a curse and all have curly ringlets. However, Michela discloses that the hairstyle signifies their family. Following her is Katie, who discloses that she is an exchange student from Farnland. She has a fondness for magical fauna and expresses her gratitude to everyone for rescuing her. Next, Guy shares that he comes from a lineage with a lengthy history of magical farming, and he possesses extensive knowledge about magical plants. Pete's introduction is brief, noting that his parents are non-magical. Michela realizes he enrolled as an ordinary. Oliver identifies the book Pete is reading and mentions he has read it several times. Then, it's Oliver's turn, who clarifies that his family has been magical since his grandfather's era. Lastly, Nanao shares that she is from a samurai family in Yamatsu. She was on the brink of death during a conflict, but a passing mage intervened to save her. Introducing himself as McFarlane, he invited her here. Michaela conjectures that must have been her father, who also works as a part-time lecturer at Kimberly, but she had no idea he went to such lengths to seek out students. Pete speculates that she also used an ordinary slot like him, but Nanao clarifies that she didn't take any exams or anything. Michaela reveals that each educator can recommend one student, and her father likely recommended her. Having finished the introductions, they move on to eat, and Nanao gets ready to consume the entire roast beef. Observing this, the others decide to teach her some etiquette, and Oliver slices the meat and serves it to everyone. Oliver and Pete find themselves as roommates. Oliver rises early in the morning and decides to explore the academy while it remains quiet. Outside, a voice questions why he is awake so early, revealing that she is a covert operative sent by Gwyn, assigned to watch over him until he gets settled in. Oliver inquires about her name, and she introduces herself as Teresa Karste. Oliver continues to inspect the academy and stumbles upon Nanao bathing in the fountain. Noticing this, he swiftly casts a spell, creating a curtain around the fountain. He reprimands her for bathing there, noting that everyone could see her. But Nanao explains that she is purifying herself from the blood of her last battle. Nanao realizes she forgot to bring anything to dry herself off. Oliver then offers her his mantle. Oliver reflects to himself that Nanao is peculiar and innocent, yet has a lingering smell of blood she cannot seem to shake off.
Oliver and his new friends meet up in the morning. Guy almost woke up late, complaining that no one told him there were clocks in the dorm. Pete wants everyone to hurry up with breakfast since they have a busy day ahead with classes. Nanao is really looking forward to the magic class and is curious about what it will involve. Luther Garland teaches the sword arts class. He welcomes the students and asks if they know what sword arts are. Pete explains that they are skills used with athames. The use of athames, along with a white wand, goes back 400 years when a well-known mage, Wilf Batterwell, lost a fight to a regular person. After that, mages started to carry athames to protect themselves in close combat. Luther praises Pete for his answer and hopes two students who understand how to fight will duel each other. Nanao quickly offers to volunteer. Luther has heard about Nanao but questions whether she really can use sword arts. Richard Andrews also volunteers, sharing a story about how Nanao once defeated a troll with a sword and wants to see their fight in Asia. Oliver realizes that Richard wants to take advantage of Nanao's inexperience with sword arts to show off. Oliver steps up too, saying he fought alongside Nanao against the troll. He also remembers that Richard was there when the troll attacked, but didn't do anything. Richard claims he should have left it to the teacher or older students, but Oliver questions whether he is the kind of person who won't help a classmate in trouble. Richard gets frustrated, but Chela interrupts and suggests she duel Richard instead, arguing that it would be more impressive to defeat someone who was born without magic. Luther then announces two duels, Oliver against Nanao and Richard against Chela. He calls Oliver and Nanao first and casts a spell on their swords to make sure they won't hurt each other. The duel will end when one of them strikes a fatal blow to the head or chest. Since Nanao cannot use magic, Oliver plans to not use magic either and take it easy. But when the duel begins, he remembers that she can use Innocent Color. Nanao uses Innocent Color and begins attacking Oliver, who struggles to keep up. During the fight, Oliver realizes that Nanao must have killed people before and is very skilled. As she cries, Oliver decides to take the duel seriously, and they both start fighting for real. But Luther intervenes, saying he never told them to try to kill each other, as they have both unknowingly broken the anti-lethality spell. Chela asks Richard if he can block all of Nanao's attacks. She then turns to Luther and asks if they can cancel their duel. Richard agrees too, and Luther cancels their duel. After the fight, Nanao approaches Oliver and says they had an awesome battle, but she wishes they could have finished it. She asks if they can have another fight. Oliver declines, stating that he will never battle her again because he doesn't want to die, or have her die. Their next subject is spellology. The teacher, Francis Gilchrist, informs the students that they only need white wands and do not require athames. He tells them that if they claim to be mages and face issues, they must solve them using magic. Later, Guy grows tired of Francis's talks and worries that the upcoming lessons will be more difficult and demanding. Meanwhile, Katie is looking forward to the next class on magical biology. Vanessa Aldis teaches the magical biology class and tells the students that if they love animals, they should throw away their beliefs. Here, magical creatures are seen as resources, and students must learn how to use them effectively. Vanessa provides magical silkworms, explaining that they can produce as many cocoons as desired if they are given magic to eat. However, if they get too much magic at once, their cocoons will turn black, and the silkworms will become monsters. If the cocoons go black, the students have to burn them and kill the creatures themselves. The task for today is to create 5 ordinary cocoons from 10 silkworms. Chayla has no trouble completing her task and then decides to help Nanao, sending Oliver to assist Pete since she notices the stress between him and the former samurai. Guy asks for her help too, but she tells him to fail 5 times first. Katie is very careful, wanting to avoid any failures and saving all of them. Eventually, she messes up with the 10th one and tries to rescue the cocoon, but a monster emerges and bites her hand. Chayla and Oliver quickly get rid of the monster, but Vanessa warns them that they will lose points for helping someone else. Oliver takes Katie to the nurse's office. While they are there, Katie shares that her family owns many magical creatures, including a troll that she is quite fond of. She recognizes that humans use animals for gain, but she is still reluctant to accept it and feels bad when she sees this happening. Oliver tells her that her home sounds like a dream, but now she is on Earth, which can be harsh, and she can't stay innocent forever. If she chooses to stay kind, that would be very admirable. She doesn't have to make a decision right now, but she should know that she isn't by herself. Oliver then opens the door, revealing that her other friends are all trying to listen in. Oliver later encounters Teresa, who suggests that he should pick better friends because Katie will probably not make it if she can't even handle a silkworm. Oliver says he will make his own choices and asks Teresa if she needs something. Teresa shares that she is going back to Master Gwyn's workshop and wanted to inform Oliver that she will be away for a while. After having dinner, Pete realizes he misplaced his book and thinks it might be in his spellology class. Oliver advises him not to think that lost items in Kimberly are easy to retrieve. He and Chella decide to accompany him, while Chella mentions that a playful fairy might have taken it. As they leave, Katie mentions that she heard Kimberly is built on top of a massive maze, and at night, the maze creeps toward the school. Pete finds his book in the spellology classroom. Chella and Oliver decide to relax before heading back, but they soon discover their way out is blocked, and they end up in the maze. Oliver points out that students often lose their way, so there are teachers and older students who patrol the area. A woman appears and expresses her joy that they rely on her. Pete tries to approach her, but Oliver holds him back. She introduces herself as Ophelia Salvadori, a student in her 4th year. Oliver recognizes her name and attempts to compliment her by mentioning a paper she wrote that gave him chills. Ophelia uses her magic, causing Pete to move toward her, but Chella stops him. Ophelia is taken aback that Oliver can resist her charm. She invites them to come closer, but Oliver declines and the 3 of them dash away. They then run into a wall made of bones, and a man approaches, stating that Ophelia is a lonely person, and they should spare her some time. He introduces himself as Cyrus Rivermore, a 5th-year student. Ophelia comes over and expresses her disappointment that they ran away in the middle of their talk, and suggests they may need some discipline.